Fire Escape Academy Inspector Training video. Here we are in Clifton, New Jersey, and we're looking at typical fire escape and looking to see if we have any violations here. And the law is very clear. You need two violations, or two types of violations you can write. You can write a paint violation, you can write a structural violation. The paint violation is sometimes the easiest. As long as you can find that the fire escape has not been painted or maintained, you can write that violation, and you write it this way. You write it repair, paint, test. That automatically triggers, because you wrote the word repair, it triggers the requirement that the fire escape be professionally evaluated by a structural engineer or a fire escape inspector. And that's what you'd get. And the test for a fire escape is very simple. Is it got more rust than paint, or more paint than rust, or is it just at the borderline there? Well, this fire escape has not been maintained. I got spot rust all over the rails, all over the supports, all over the ladder, all over everywhere. So I've got more rust than paint. And this fire escape, I can write a deterioration violation under the code. But let's say that the guy knew you were coming, and a week before you showed up, he threw somebody out here to paint, scrape it and paint it right away. What other issues can you write about if you don't have a simple violation to write on deterioration? So you got to go for structural. Let's take a look at the structural. The easiest to write on any structural. The age of the fire escape is 50 to 75 years old, which this one is. Square head bolts is the dead giveaway. That means this fire escape is old. Those bolts are 50 to 75 years old. Whenever you have a fire escape that's 50 to 75 years old and there's not one new bolt on it, not one new hex head on it anywhere, I can guarantee you under a structural review that one of these bolts is bad and it's going to hurt or kill somebody. One of these bolts is bad, it's going to give away and fall away. Which one is it? Well, that's why you need the structural review. Because 50 to 75-year-old bolts cannot last this long. They must be refurbished. So I've got squares on the railings, I've got squares on the supports, I've got squares on the ladder. So I have enough here just to write a structural structural violation, because I don't have confidence in all these bolts. But I need an engineer to come and tell me that all these square head bolts are good. The normal repair would be on anything that's superstructure, they would change the bolts out anyway and just not risk anything. Anything that's minor and the bolts still look good, there's no growth, you can still keep square heads on non-structural minor structural issues. But on major structurals, those should all be replaced and or backed up with a new bolt. So sometimes you have a good square head bolt and you don't want to take it out, you just want to back it up with another bolt, and that'll make everybody comfortable and sign off on things. So let's take a look at some other things that are dead giveaways that we have problems on this fire escape. Let's take a look at this ladder. Actually, before we get on the ladder, we'll end up on the ladder. Look at the stains coming down this wall. That means we've got cement issues. That means that water's penetrating behind and into this wall, and the tears are the first indication that you have a cement problem. So that's another violation right there. But now let's just end on this ladder. That ladder has a chain up there, and that chain is long, and it's made for you to grab the chain and walk it down so that this thing basically swoops out on a pivot. Now, this is not original construction, and I'll tell you why. Everything must be single action, requiring no special knowledge. And if this thing ever gets released at the wrong time, it could potentially hurt or kill somebody. So that makes it illegal. Somebody made this, nobody ever caught it. But these swing out ladders, they're supposed to drop down they're supposed to come straight down like a guillotine with weights on them, or they can be folding ladders against the wall, and that's what you can do on this particular building. You can put a folding ladder on the wall there. But right now, if somebody comes out in a panic, they grab that chain, they just let it go in there, and a fireman is running down this alleyway to come and save these people. If the two intersect at the exact time, that ladder swinging out with nobody controlling the chain is going to hurt, maim, or kill a fireman or somebody down below. So that makes this ladder illegal. The ladder must be mounted against the wall and comes down on a weight balance system. But this is not single action, requiring no special knowledge. Should that chain give way right now for whatever reason while I'm underneath it, it'll hurt or kill me. So it also needs a release arm out there that keeps the thing from falling. So That's the issue with this ladder. That's a violation, that this ladder is not properly balanced and not single action, requiring no special knowledge. All you need to write on your violation is repair, paint, test. Do not write anything specific about the ladder, because they'll just fix the ladder. Right? Repair, paint, test. The repair word triggers the requirement for them to get a structural engineer to do an evaluation, and they'll pick up the fact that the ladder is not proper. If you have any questions on this or any other Fire Escape Academy video that you've seen, give us a call at Fire Escape Engineers for further training at 866-649-0333. As always, you can see more of these videos on Fire Escape Academy Inspector Training on YouTube. Just search Fire Escape Academy and you'll see all the videos that we have on this and many other types of fire escape that include cantilevers, ladders, balconies only, you know, many versions. And as always, we'll help your city implement the Fire Escape Awareness Program. We'll send you industry standard confidence tests, tags, load test criteria, and fire escape repair procedures so that you can get these fire escapes under control. But this fire escape right now has not passed inspections because it needs a paint job, and it has not passed inspection because it's got structural issues, because it has original square head bolts, plus this ladder is not properly balanced.